Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and I'm thrilled to be here in New York at the Petrossian Cafe with Alexander Petrossian.
Nice to see you.
The managing director of Petrossian. This is part of our mini-series on how to serve and enjoy caviar. And so we've gotten to, the most important moment, which is
the better moment.
How to actually eat and enjoy the caviar. So we've poured some champagne, and we've got 4 beautiful varieties of caviar here.
Ready to do our hard work.
Yes, so let's roll our sleeves up. So what do we have here? And
so we're going to start with the Dorinki, which is the one that has that is the more balanced in flavor, that is very simple to enjoy. So we're going to start by this one. Yeah. Then we're going to move on to the Temps Impérial Ocetra. Then we're going to move on to the Kaluga Special Reserve, and then the Ocetra Special Reserve.
Okay, and so the Dorinki, this is just the classic.
This is just the classic. There's only one grade.
There's only one grade.
Yeah,
okay.
One grade of Dorinki, and it's the younger caviar. It's very easy to enjoy. It has at least 3 months of original tin. So when we get it to the facility, we let it mature in its own tin for at least 3 months, and then we start selling it. You take your spoon, dig in, and then you put it in your mouth.
Okay.
Play with the eggs on your tongue. Let try to have all the eggs kind of separate on your tongue. Then you crush them with the tongue on your palate and let the magic happen. Keep the bites in your mouth for a little bit. Make sure it goes on all the part of your tongue because that's where you recognize all the flavors, and then you swallow.
Yeah, and so you're paying attention to, the texture of the eggs, the firmness.
Yes. Because that's the very central part. That's the part that I enjoyed the most. Separate all the eggs and kind of have this smell feel. It's very interesting. Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
Beautiful. Full of flavor. I mean, the richness.
It's rich.
Caviar is incredible, and it's not fishy. I mean, it's
no.
Of course it is fishy, but it's not.
It's not. It's not. The problem with the word fishy, it has a bad connotation. Mm-hmm. When something is fishy, it's not good. To me, this caviar kind of tastes like a delicious oyster or maybe a sea urchin. Yeah. Something very, balanced, very, very interesting. Now, what you should do, have a zip of champagne. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Clean the palate. It's beautiful champagne.
Yeah, clean the palate, and then move on.
Okay.
To the Ocetra, Temps Impérial Ocetra, and do the same process. Play with that on your tongue.
So certainly a softer egg, not quite as firm.
But the flavor is so simple, so balanced. There's nothing that jumps out. It's not salty. You can't actually feel the salt at all. I can't actually. It's really caviar is the only word. I mean, it would be like describing the flavor of truffle. Yeah. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, and a very kind of like a complex flavor too. I mean, it kind of evolves and kind of melts onto your palate.
And you're going to see when we do the other round, when you try again the same caviar over and over again, you kind of discover a different type of flavor that you haven't tried before, especially if you have those champagne in between.
Cheers.
Cheers.
On to the next.
Okay, so we're going to do the Kaluga Special Reserve next. Same process. Oh, I love caviar.
Wow. Beautiful finish.
Beautiful finish. It's almost nutty.
Yeah.
Sweet. It
does have a sweetness on the
It does,
finish.
Huh? It really does have a sweetness, a nuttiness. If you close your eyes, try caviar, I don't think you can say it's from a fish. It has no fishiness. It has absolutely no fish flavor. And actually, people are very surprised that if you are not a fish lover and you try caviar, you're going to be surprised. You may love it even if you hate fish. the husband of my sister-in-law is not really a big fish guy. He doesn't eat fish much, but he loves caviar.
Yeah.
He really loves caviar. I was super surprised.
Yeah,
Super
I mean,
surprised.
just the lingering of the flavor. I mean, you almost don't want to sip your champagne too quickly after. You just want it to sit there.
And that's really the point with caviar. The flavor kind of lasts forever in your mouth, and it kind of actually you have aftertaste and aftertaste when just by talking you have this beautiful flavor kind of evolve in your mouth.
Yeah.
And those two are kind of the Rolls Royce of caviar. The most mature, the highest selection. And they're very and this type of caviar we have maybe 10 kilo a year, 15 kilo a year. So it's a very, very limited amount of caviar that we get.
Wow. And so, also, I mean, it's, part of the enjoyment of caviar is the savoring of it.
It is.
You don't eat it too quickly.
No.
It would be to almost ruin the moment. And so letting it linger on your palate, to sit there and take a bite and just kind of sit with it.
Yeah. One of my best friends actually, when his wife goes away with the kids, he would rent a nice movie, Netflix, a nice movie, sit with his tin of caviar in his lap, open a nice bottle of champagne, eat this caviar, drink his champagne, and go to sleep. Actually, I have a chef that used to work for us that did popcorn with caviar. And
Okay.
it was absolutely
Pretty
delicious.
nice, yeah.
It was delicious. And now, I mean, it's one of my preferred caviar. I mean, it's the one that I spend the most time caring for, the special reserve, etc. We have almost 12 months into it, so it's a caviar that I know by heart. It's caviar that I've nurtured from the time I've got it. Same thing with the Kaluga special reserve. It's a caviar that we really nurture for 12 months. That I can tell you exactly what it's going to tell. So I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's really a caviar that we've worked on for a long time.
And so whenever you receive your Osetra, you get your shipment. It's fresh from the farm.
Yep.
Are you able to tell whenever you're looking and tasting at it, like
Yes.
kind of which general direction the quality grade's going to go?
Yes, we're able to say which caviar are going to mature correctly and which are not. And that's really the most important part, because maturing the caviar is very dangerous, and that's why no other caviar company does it. Is because if you over mature it only by a week, your caviar is gone. It's completely gone, and there's nothing you can do with it. So it's almost like a betting against time. We bet that it's going to be better in a week, and better in a week, and better in a week, and sometimes we're wrong, and we lose a large amount of caviar, and my dad's not too happy about it. But we really believe that it's worth the risk. The caviar you get when you mature the caviar is just so much better. It really is worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
So sometimes we lose, sometimes there's big reward like this one.
All right, well, that's...
And the color is amazing. This yellow gold color, it's very interesting to see this beautiful, beautiful little rose.
It's beautiful how they kind of all stick together.
And if you look, there's a tiny little eye that you can see here, and that's very interesting. I love to see, and it's not round; it's like this oval shape.
Now, is that unique to the
different.
Special Reserve or to
It's no. A lot of caviar have the eye. The eye is a little rarer, but it's just this tiny little part here that's just so handsome. So I think part of enjoying caviar is kind of looking at it. It's beautiful, beautiful to look at, and of course the biggest pleasure is to eat it. Wow. Wow.
Well, so that has a really long finish.
Really long finish, and this is the exact flavor you would get from a wild Osetra. This beautiful, nutty, deep, briny flavor. Often I describe caviar like a walk on the beach. This beautiful smell, this beautiful. It's just very comforting to me. This beautiful roundness, the play you have on your tongue. It's very sensual, very, very sensual.
Unbelievable.
And that's why, you know, sharing caviar with your loved one is the best way to serve caviar.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you serve it, it matters with who you share
With
it.
whom you share.
And now let's go back to the first one. And now your palate has is kind of balanced towards caviar, and you're gonna see a completely different flavor on the next run. And then you see what I was talking about. The flavor being very balanced, very easy.
Yeah. It's much softer. There's a subtlety to this.
It really is.
You know,
It
and
really is.
you know the flavor you bite into it, and you know it doesn't explode. You know, in this burst
not
of
in your
flavor
face,
like
it's
the special reserve Cetra.
It's bolder.
Yeah.
It's bolder. I really think the good analogy would be a light leaf cigar and a dark brown cigar. Both are very enjoyable. One is just a little more, you know, easy to enjoy, I guess.
Yeah, or like a New World wine,
Yeah.
you know, that hasn't been in the bottle very long
Yeah,
versus, you know, kind of an old Burgundy,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
from 1985.
Yeah. Exactly it. Exactly it.
What else are you picking up on this? I mean, so, you know, there's subtlety. It's certainly more approachable, I think, in terms of...
To me, there's another tone of almost like chocolate. This beautiful chocolatey velvet type of finish. It has also, to me, a woody type of undertone. So to me, this caviar is the mix between something a little woody, briny, and a little touch of chocolate. This nice richness of this type of caviar. Now, if we go to the Cetra.
So this is the Sar Imperial, which would be, what is that? The like third quality grade?
It's 3 to 6 month maturation. Oh. This is a flavor that's undescribable.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's more complex. I feel like I'm tasting it on more of my palate. Certainly more of a kind of a longer lasting, kind of oily finish.
Yeah.
And it kind of evolves. I mean, it starts soft.
And then grows and matures inside your mouth. But what I love about caviar is how is all the misconception around it. People think it's going to be overly salty. It's not. People think it's going to be overly fishy. It's really not. And it's actually a lot nuttier than people think. Especially with the Cetra, this nuttiness that goes around it. That's very interesting.
Wow.
Now let's go again on the Kaluga.
And what region is the Kaluga from?
Kaluga is from the Amur River, right on the border of China and Russia.
Okay.
Wow. Very buttery.
Yeah, a lot of butter. Strong finish.
But very velvety, buttery.
Beautiful texture in your mouth. I mean.
Beautiful texture.
All right, well, back to the Special Reserve. So what type of caviar would you find? I know that you work a lot with you know, some of the most exclusive restaurants.
Yes.
You know, speak to us a little bit about kind of how you would choose your caviar for them, because even that you're personally selecting.
Definitely. We have about there's 3 or 4 really big consumer of caviar. One in New York, actually not too far from us, that we actually we worked with this chef for so long that we know exactly what he wants. So we go to the farm directly and choose his caviar right at the farm. So we'd go at the farm once a year, actually twice a year, and choose the caviar for him. And we get everything that the farm can produce on this particular grade, because we don't want any competitor to get it. and we only sell it to him and on our website. So he's the only chef that gets it like this. But he's one of the most famous American chef there is.
And how would he be serving it?
So he
a la
serves
carte,
it,
or working it into his recipes, or both?
Both. If you ask for just caviar on the side, he will definitely do it for you, or he will do it on a different type of recipe. And one of my personal favorite, he does an egg topped with caviar, and this dish is absolutely the best dish there is with caviar, in my opinion. At first, it looks beautiful, and the flavor is incredible.
Get in there.
Oh yeah, don't tell me that twice. I think the special reserve, etc., is the more handsome caviar. The eggs are just gorgeous.
So even if you were to compare the special reserve of the Kaluga or the special reserve of one of the other brands or one of the other species, you're still going to see a difference in texture and
oh yeah,
richness,
flavor, texture. I mean, even if they all look similar, the old Sturgeon raw, if you taste it back to back, you can definitely tell a huge difference between one to the other.
Wow, I mean, this has easily the longest finish of the four that we've tasted today.
Yeah.
I mean, like the finish, the intensity, really is all the way through the finish.
All the way through.
It doesn't soften off.
It almost takes your nose into it. It's really unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That's great.
The thing I think is very important to say is there is no dumb question with caviar. Never be afraid to ask anything. No one knows anything about caviar. So if you call us or come to the store, never be afraid to ask any question. There's no, nobody is going to make fun of you because you don't know this, you don't know that. Nobody knows anything about it anyway. So it's very important. We really believe that education on caviar is very important because there's so much misconception. There's a lot of brands that are misrepresenting the caviar word, and I think the best way to fight it is to share as much knowledge as you can.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing this caviar with us today, and
especially sharing this with you is always a great pleasure.
An incredible treat, Alex. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Nice to see you.
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications by clicking the bell to the right of the subscribe button so that you can learn whenever we release new videos. If you have any questions or comments about anything we discussed on this video, please ask them in the comments section below. And of course, please visit hangerproject.com, where we have the largest, most comprehensive collection of luxury garment care and shoe care accessories in the world, as well as many other incredible products for the well-dressed. And while you are there, subscribe to our newsletter to receive notifications of new product launches, promotions, as well as a weekly digest of all the videos we publish here on our YouTube channel.